Hello, and welcome to the guide to a Lumberjack skill. To get started with Lumberjack, you definitely need a hatchet. So this is the starting area you would be. If you chose that as a starting skill, you should already have a hatchet. But if not, you can get your hatchet from the Tinkerer, who is just above this area. So right here. And this is the hatchet. So you just double click on it and hit purchase. And you can always tell wherever there's a Tinkerer, there will be a hatchet. So yeah, then you just double click the equip it, and your bar should have like a lumberjack main skill. I'll go ahead and toss this for now because I actually don't need it. And so if you're starting out and you need to train it somewhat, like you have no lumberjack skill, what you're going to want to do is go to the carpentry or carpenter. So above this area beyond the blacksmith, there is a carpenter icon, and this is where you can go to train it. So you'll talk to him, and then he'll have like a lumberjack training mission to do, and he'll tell you to get the hatchet, which you should already have. So you can say like, I want to train in lumberjack, and he'll give you 30 points for free. You don't have to pay for that. So then once you get it, I would recommend staying in town until you get to level 60 in lumberjack. And the reason why is because it's safe, so you're not going to die from PKers. But also, there's no reason to go out. Most of the trees here should suffice a couple people in town just cutting the trees. So you can see there's already a couple people cutting these trees. But yeah, just run around town, cut some trees. And while that time, you should be able to make some money. I would recommend getting around like 3 pack horses. 3 pack horses should last you for about an hour's worth of cutting down on trees. And so if you don't know how to get a pack horse, you basically come up here to the stable, so beyond the carpenter's area, and you come and you double click on one of these horses. So I need one more pack horse for now anyway, so go ahead and purchase. So he's mine. And then I'm gonna rename him real quick. Rename F space enter. Okay, there you go, I have him, but he's just a regular horse, he's not a pack horse. So now I need to go to the bank real quick for 2 things. One is I already have a pack for him, and 2 is this is where you're going to go to look for saddlebags, because there's a saddlebag next to, or a saddle next to the stable, but that's actually just to turn him into a statue. That doesn't give them a pack on their bag. So we're going to go ahead and go talk to the trading company, browse, and then you type in saddlebag like that and hit search. So as you can see, there's a couple of saddlebags, and what you would do is you would go ahead and purchase one, hit OK. It doesn't go in your bag. Instead, you need to go travel to wherever that's at. So you'd go travel, talk to the person or to the seller that's there, and then collect the items you purchased. But I've already purchased it before. I usually purchase them in bulk because I lose them quite frequently. So it's just going to look like a bag like this when you collect it. You just double click on your horse, hit confirm, and now it's a saddlebag. Okay, so, and with that, while you're getting to 60, you will start to get ash. But I do want to talk a little bit about organization with horses, because it does get kind of a pain in the butt to manage 5 pack horses. So what I normally do is I'll take each of the names here. So it's A, B, C, okay, D, and F. And I'll just have them organized like that. And then as I'm getting wood, so if I press Q or click on the skill, as I'm getting wood, what I'll do is when I get to 100, because each of these horses can only hold 400 pounds. So once I get to 100, as I'm like cutting wood, I'll do like split 100. And then you can drag it to the actual ones here. You don't have to like right click on them and open bag or drag it on the horse. You just actually just say that. And then as one gets full, I kind of just move it over a little bit to know that, okay, that one's full. I can move my next one, so on and so forth. This way you're keeping organized, and you're not trying to hunt around for whichever horse that you are trying to move wood to. So again, just drag it like that, and it goes in his bag. So the other thing that you need to be very careful about, here, let me take off So this one, yeah, is if you're out and about and you're like fighting something and you hit spacebar, I will start to hit the horse by accident. So I didn't even mean to do that much damage. So I didn't mean like it's an accidental thing. Another thing is if you're in you're in combat mode and you just click this, you're gonna hit him again. So just be very careful about that. Understand that there's a very easy way. Like once you get a 50 strength, you can easily one hit these horses off with your hatchet. So just be careful. Don't be in combat mode. Split it up into hundreds, because then you can just act like 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. Move it over. You know, this will keep it a little bit organized. Once you get to 60, though, you should be getting some ash wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and just re-equip this. So when you get there, you're gonna want to go to the city of Valis. And so actually, let's see. Oh, follow me. And so I'm gonna go ahead and run to the gatekeeper, because you may not have a rune book at this point. I'm not expecting you to, but you really don't need to use ash wood for much of anything. That's going to be worth your time. Wood is actually more valuable in the time it takes you to get and how much you can sell for than it is for ash. And that's simply because houses take a lot of wood boards, and people generally don't want to buy ash products. They want to buy like the best wood, so like blight wood weapons and armor, rather than ash weapons and armor. So I'm over here running to the gatekeeper. There's a little house here on this server, so I usually just go up to hill as a reminder, and that lets me kind of cut through, trying to go around this mountain and follow the roads. But yeah, we're just going to the gatekeeper here. You will have some bears following you, which is fine. They'll die from the gatekeeper once you get there, so don't worry about trying to fight them off or anything else like that. Just run past them. So we are here. So then you're going to want to go to the gatekeeper, talk to him, go to Valis. Just going to tune it. And you can either double click or just walk into it. I normally just walk. So that's going to take you to Valis. And then what you're going to want to do is that there's this bridge up here. You're going to want to run towards that bridge, because this is going to be the city that you're going to want to go to. So I think I already redeemed my axe too. So this guy that I'm going to show you to talk to, you can only redeem this axe every 3 hours, but that's just about enough time for you to get another 100 ash. So I wouldn't be too worried about not having enough wood in time or using your axe too fast. Unless you're like extremely focused, are you going to be able to break your axe before you can actually replace it? So as you see, I'm coming up here into the city beyond the inn, and then there's a little icon right here, dispatcher. He's not actually a dispatcher. Well, he is technically a dispatcher, but what you're going to want to do is come up here. But first, let me go to my bank to show you what kind of ash wood, because you don't need wood boards or ash wood boards. You actually need ash. So split 100. So if you had 100 right in your bag, you would come up across the bank, up these stairs, and his name is Noldrin. I think that's how you say his name. And you're going to talk to him, and it's going to say, like, there you go, and my axe. So you click that, I accept. You talk to him one more time because you have the ash wood, and you turn in and hit continue. So then that gives you this axe. This axe lets you harvest faster. It doesn't seem like that much of a big deal, negative 0.6, but when you're cutting down like 1,000+ wood, it definitely helps in the long run. So yeah, and I normally keep everything separate in a pouch in a bag. This way when I'm cutting wood, it's, you know, pretty easy. So once you get beyond 60, I do recommend kind of staying in Valis. Valis actually has a high density of wood outside of its city. There's lots of trees that are just kind of coupled together. And if you're staying close to the city, you should be okay. Because the other issue is in Eldir, you may be very tempted to come here with all these trees. The problem is that there's a I guess like a world boss. It's not really a dungeon boss, but a world boss here. And a lot of PKers like to hang out here, so I would not recommend coming down here to try to get any trees. So just staying in Valis because you already need to come and get the axe anyways. And then from 60 to 90, what you're going to want to do is look for ash trees. And the only way that you're going to know it's an ash tree is the difference in leaves. So let me come out here. It's getting a little dark, so maybe a little bit harder to tell. Let's see here. If I find any offhand. No, no, no. No, no, no. Okay, so there's two of them next to me. So here's one. As you can see, there's the like pinkish purple. At least they tell me it's pinkish purple. It kind of looks like a red or like a brown to me. But yeah, these leaves are very different than this, and you have a chance to either get ash or blightwood. Most of the time, it will be blightwood or ash. In this instance, it is blightwood though. So you just target those trees. So there was another one right here too. Here you can see like the leaves are slightly tinted. So you can just target the tree. And there you go, there's ash. And so from 60 to 90, just come out, and if you're just trying to power level, just come out and target these trees. Don't bother with regular wood, because it's not going to get you any more skill beyond 60, and ash will stop at 90. So once you get to level 90, what you're going to want to do is come back to the city of Valis. Let's get back on the mount. And there is a mission dispatcher right next to the person that we were talking to. Not a mission, a resource dispatcher. And there they'll let you take on missions to specifically target blightwood. And there's an area that I go, and this is available in any city. You don't have to be in Valis. It's just that it's nice to have these people so close together. And the carpentry area is right next to the bank as well. So it's just very close proximity. Am I walking into the city? No, let me just teleport. Of course, black bears are going to be trying to kill my bears. Okay, so at the base here, there is a resource dispatcher. Clyde, I guess, and you can talk to them. What you do is you go to logging, and you want to look for ancient trees, and you want to group them all together. So I normally do ancient trees towards Steel Coast, and I'll show you why as well, as soon as I get a couple of these. So ancient tree, nope. There you go, ancient tree at Steel Coast, hit accept. You can get up to 3 at a time. Logging. And at this point, you do want to have a ruin book, because you really don't want to be running down to these areas. They're kind of far. So it's, I don't know. I mean, you can still do it if you want, but it's just going to take so much more longer. You should be having enough money from selling wood at this point to be able to afford a ruin book, and then maybe a couple mark scrolls. Ancient tree at, okay. So I have 3, and if I try to get any more, he'll say I already have too many, so that's why. So my missions are up here. It tells me kind of where they're at. If I look at my map, stop it. If you look at my map, you can see they're kind of grouped down here. And so what I normally do is I go to my ruin book. I've already had something marked there. I'll just teleport there. You don't need to be taking pack horses at this point, because blightwood takes quite some time to fill you up. You'll probably be doing this at least 45 minutes before you even get your bag ready. So let's see, what's the closest here? Now, if you've never done any of these missions, a fallen tree is just 2 trees on the ground, or 2 trunks, whatever. 2 of the trees on the ground, and then you just hatchet them. So it's not going to be like a regular standing tree. That'll be pretty obvious. And it's not always next or on top of the actual marker. Sometimes it may be to the side or whatnot. So let's see here. There you go. It's right here. So they'll usually look like this. They're at a cross point. And now every time I get to one of these, I already know it's going to be blightwood. It's not going to be any other type of wood. So then you can target that. I can normally narc all 3 missions out in about 4 minutes travel time between with my rune book. So within the hour, you can get like 500 to 600 blightwood. and you sell, 100 Blightwood boards, or go for a pretty penny, so you can recoup the money that you'd spend recharging your rune book. So yeah, once this is done, you'll get some money, but it's really not worth it. Like if you were running, it wouldn't be worth your time trying to do this. You may be a little bit better off just trying to go up to a bunch of random trees and seeing if they are Blightwood. So I got 459 coins. Usually it's around like 2 to 300. And then I would continue on. I normally finish all 3 up, and then I just go right back to the resource dispatcher. There's no time limit on getting new missions as long as you completed your other missions. And that's basically it. I mean, obviously along the way you may want to pick up carpentry or be able to process your ash and blightwood, because you're not going to be able to break down your ash wood or your blightwood unless you get some higher carpentry skills, unfortunately. But the regular wood, you can break down the boards, you can sell the boards. Um, I sell my boards for about like 5,000 gold for 100, so that's 500 wood, which you can get pretty quickly. No, 500, yeah, 500 wood. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment.